27,
Ah,
28, 29, 30. Oh, shit. Hi. I was,
remember the
I was
fifth.
practicing my free pour.
remember the 5th of Usquai that we all wanted to drink on the 5th of November. How you doing, buddy? Pouring up some nice yumminess. Looks yummy. Yeah. Mine is. Look at the size of this. This is what Shortway calls a crawler.
Mm.
It is half of a growler. Little extra juicy.
little,
Little
little,
extra
little saucy tonight.
little
Welcome,
extra
ladies and gentlemen.
horsepower.
It's another episode of the Black Tower podcast.
You know, you joke talking like that. I got approved for the sheer smile thing, which is like Invisalign. I might
And
actually be
it makes
talking
me
like that
sound
soon.
like that. Yeah.
I might. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't gotten them yet. They're
Sid,
prepping the trays
Sid
and
the
everything.
sloth sounded motherfucker.
Oh my, a dandelion.
It's another great
We'll
day.
see.
We thank you guys for joining us tonight because it's awesome that you're here.
Thank you for
We
joining
love
us for your break from madness.
from reality. From okay, look, I'm just gonna say it right now. If you're coming to us to take a break from reality, like that's bad. That shouldn't be the case. You know what I mean?
Well, you know,
I
as
feel
most
like
things wind up getting in America, it's a divisive night, which is sad that engaging in some of the oldest of American traditions, voting, for anybody that doesn't know, tonight is election
yes,
night
it
in the
is
United
election night.
States as we're
I
recording.
would like to say congratulations to the next president, but the thing is that on Friday, when this episode airs to the public, we're probably still not gonna know.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's okay.
So, and I would like to hope that people will be nice and kind to each other and safe and all of that stuff. I know they won't because it won't happen. It never does. But I
But we
can
can
hope and
hope.
pray. We can hope. So if you're listening to us, hopefully you are of a better caliber. Hopefully you are above such subpar behavior
Ooh.
and you can conduct yourselves as part of a civilized peoples. So
He who comes with the wine is in the chat, bringing the taint, not pulling punches at all.
I mean, you know, the crazy thing about that whole movie was the only thing that ever made it dangerous was the agitated masses that just went along with what the rich people told them to do.
Right?
Wasn't there a whole movie where they turned against the
That was
rich
the
people
point
and
of
then
the movie too.
suddenly the purge was like, oh,
That was like
oh
the point
no.
of the movie too, and everybody
Yeah.
just
The whole point of the movie is like, hey, you're being turned against each other because you don't have as much money and they want to keep it that way. So yeah, keep that in mind. Best thing to ask yourself in any situation where you're starting to wonder like what's going on because people are telling you what you should or shouldn't think. Who stands to benefit the most? And it's probably nobody that's telling you
that's
what you should
true.
or shouldn't think. And it's definitely not you. It's probably somebody else.
It's
So,
you're not wrong, man.
but enough of us standing on a proverbial soapbox.
Yes. No
We
more.
don't we don't want to stand here like a maiden of the spear caught at the wash bin. But we can't talk too much about that because we haven't given a spoiler warning yet. So if you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. And if you do know, I'm so excited for the weather to be cooling down. I can't wait for it to get super chilly.
Oh,
Just hope I
dude.
don't fall into any ice.
It is. Oh, Rebecca Sadai coming with her own brand of taint. Listen, ma'am, you may look super cute in your contact image there, but I don't know how easy it is to get the blood of your enemies out of your clothes. So just,
I mean, And all respect to the French. We did it first.
To remind me to tell you why we have uh, Vikings to thank for the Crusades later, because it's fun. It's a good story, and it starts in France. Anyway,
Vikings to think
tonight's
for a lot of stuff.
episode is brought to you by
We
he
have
who comes
Vikings
with
to thank for Matt and Perrin.
he who comes with the wine. You're cute as well. You've got a face that only a mother could love, and I
You're
mean that.
cute, but in the way that like Mama always. You're cute in the way that like Bobby Boucher's mom said, like she's the devil.
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm so excited.
exquisitely
Okay, I'm
delicious.
real excited to talk about tonight's topic.
We're talking
Topic.
turkey
Talking.
tonight in this topic,
Talking turkey.
but
Turkey
uh,
talking.
because of some events that have happened, so I may suddenly disappear in the middle of this recording. I'll be back. I may suddenly disappear because after coming back from the Gathering Madness, apparently the taint didn't stay where I left it. It followed me home like a lost puppy and decided to firmly plant itself on the RAM in my computer. Currently may or may not continue working. So I've got to replace that. I'm waiting on the replacements to come in, but I may disappear in the middle of that because then I haven't set up everything back on my computer because I thought I just needed to reinstall everything. Thought it was something else. So I don't currently have any of our pre-recorded spoiler warnings set up. I can't guarantee that I will have them set up for next week. So especially if you are one of our patrons and you haven't sent us in a pre-recorded spoiler
Oh,
warning,
that's right.
now is a very opportune time because I will be going back through and reorganizing and setting them up. Uh, And if you want to kind of work with us a little bit on one and you want us to kind of help you out with it a little, we'll do the best we can with that as well. We definitely encourage it. And for all of that kind of stuff that you can find, blacktowerpod.com, which is our actual plug for this episode, not the Patreon. You can check out all of our stuff there. It's got the Discord, it's got the Patreon, it's got the last 5 episodes, both audio only and video from YouTube of the podcast here, as we are now in season 6 of Black Tower Podcast. We made it 6 seasons.
I can't
Crazy.
believe it. This is
Yeah.
our 7th. We are coming into our 7th year. We have
Yeah.
completed 6 years
Hmm.
of podcasting. This is insane.
Yeah, it's wild. I can't believe that I haven't gotten canceled.
Oh, we've been canceled lots. It just doesn't stick.
Well, then it doesn't count. Like, one person trying to cancel us and nobody caring, or them
Oh,
being full
I
of
guess
shit
that's a good
doesn't
point.
actually like to cancel somebody. It's actually got to have an effect. So,
I guess that
um,
makes sense.
yeah,
I
but
guess.
I guess you're gonna get canceled. You will try. But blacktowerpod.com for all of our stuff, the Discord, the merch shops, all that kind of fun stuff. If you want to get some fancy, fun Black Tower swag, we're going to try to get some more stuff in there, rework some of the logos and stuff we have in there. We want to get some higher res pictures in there so that some of the stuff can be made bigger and put on different kinds of merch and stuff too. We're trying. There's a lot we want to do and very, very limited artistic talent. Mainly on my side, but definitely between the two of us. Josh has got all the artsy stuff
Oh,
between the two of us.
I was gonna play with that stuff. We got stuff to
I
play
don't want to know.
with.
Josh, when he finds a box from a certain has-been rapper's house. Um, Ew, disgusting. Ew. Just a cardboard box leaking baby oil.
Oh god.
Anyway,
Anyway.
so tonight's episode will contain full series spoilers for the entire Wheel of Time book series. That's books 1 through 14, including the conspiracy that is New Spring that y'all believe exists out there. It's not real, but I'll include it just so nobody feels like it was, spoiled for them, even though it's not real. It can't hurt you. It doesn't exist. As well as the Wheel of Time Companion, the big bad book, the big white book of bad art. Damn it, Rob.
Damn it, Rob.
I still say it wrong because of Malkier Talks. Thank you. As well as potentially the TV show. Definitely the TV show, because there's some examples of what we're talking about in
Yeah.
the TV show. So definitely go and be aware. Well, definitely go and be aware of that. You know what I'm trying to say. This is why we have pre-recorded spoiler warnings, because just ripping them off doesn't work anymore because we do it so rarely now.
Right? We
And so
could
you're
always do
spoiled by your spoiler warnings.
I do the impression of one of my favorites.
Oh yeah.
The following contains spoilers for the whole Wheel of Time series.
Oh man.
I'm so sad that we lost Gilbert Gottfried, right? Like he's one with the pattern. We get it, but I am so glad we got that spoiler warning before we lost him. Because it's one of my favorites. What do these words even mean?
What does this even mean?
It's
Oh, so
It's glorious.
this
It's
was this topic was a bit of a two-part suggestion. I don't know if you made this suggestion independent of Wine's suggestion, or if it was a bit of like you saw it and liked it, or just tweaked it a little bit.
it's kind of
But
yeah, yeah.
for those of you that maybe aren't in the Discord,
You should be
we
first off.
have yeah, you should be. We have a section in the Discord, fucking somewhere. I forgot where it is. As I'm trying to look for it to read from it right now. Oh, there. Nope, not there. Where the fuck is it? Bruh, I'm having a stroke. Oh, it's right there. If you were a patron in the Discord, we have a channel. I thought it was a public one. There's a feedback channel publicly for anybody to use in the Discord, but if you're one of our patrons in the patron exclusive section of our Discord, we have a topic recommendation channel where you can directly recommend topics for us to cover. And yesterday, Wine recommended, considering tomorrow, aka being today, tomorrow being today, topic IRL, politics and Wheel of Time. Recommended talking about the tension in Tanchico, the ascension in Andor, the
Tension in Tanchico. Sorry.
the testicular torsion in Tanchico.
Testicular torsion in Tanchico.
So there was that, and Josh, you kind of went same vein, different leg.
I thought it would be fun to kind of do like a testicular torsion in Tanchico. No, I thought it would be fun to do Dias Damar, the great game of houses.
And so I think we're gonna just kind of tie all of it somewhat together and just talk about mainly it's the jumping off point is going to be Deus Damar, um, just because like it's a fun topic. There's a lot of characters that we know and love that are involved in Deus Damar. There's a lot of fun events involved in it that are a lot more fun to read, at least for most folks, than all of the political intrigue in Tanchico and Andor and the secession wars and everything. It's just a great way to get started talking about it. And so you can get your Politico fix without having to deal with the real life politics for the moment. And if you're listening live and a patron, you can escape it for 5 seconds until you get an alert on your phone that tells you good news or bad news. I
Correct.
don't know. So
Until you get an alert on your phone that tells you news.
yeah.
How about
There
that?
is no good news or bad news.
There is
How long has escaped from prison?
Oh,
That is bad news. Oh,
Oh,
Shifu's sitting there thinking like, you fucking turtle, you lied.
motherfucker.
Oh,
I will slap a
that is
turtle.
bad news.
I am not afraid to slap a turtle.
I'm more annoyed that he was like freaking like shocked by it. Because like whenever Shifu sends the duck to tell him to double the guard and everything, he's like, oh, he who seeks to avoid his fate often causes it.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, you already know that by him sending the duck, Tai Lung's gonna escape.
Okay, but in all fairness, he does say that is bad news if you don't believe in the dragon warrior. See, which
That's
is
just
actually a perfect segue into Diaz Tamar,
that's
because
just
and I'm going
Maureen
to
talking
start
to
with
anybody that's like, oh, that's terrible. Like, yeah, it is terrible if you don't believe in the Dragon Reborn.
if you suck. I'm going to actually start because one of these things they say about the Diaz Tamar, the Great Game of Houses, is that nobles may play the Great Game of Houses, but the Aes Sedai invented it. Okay, and I'm not surprised at all that Aes Sedai invented probably the most divisive tool known to Randland, right? Um, but Elida, we get our first example of this with Elida when she's looking at Rand and she's like, "Oh yeah, he's some farm boy. He's gonna be super dangerous and he's gonna control the fate of the world." Ha! I said it all out loud. And then like smirks at Rand like, "I dare you to say something." And it's
I
like
mean, I just
that's
stared at her like, okay.
yeah, he
Like
does too.
that
He's
meme
like,
of the dude standing in the
"I have
weeds,
no
just like,
idea what you just I have
okay.
no idea what you just said."
I
But
like your funny words,
that's
magic
her.
man.
That's her manipulating events for her own personal political gain.
Yeah.
And she's doing it with, a magical binding in place where she can't outright lie. So she has to just say, "Oh yeah, I said everything out loud, Morghese. You're good." And it's like, "Yeah, you did, you slimy, sneaky, slivery little." But
Yeah.
Dias Demar, you get this like Wheel of Time is one of these unique book series because you get these interactions where you've got people reading each other's faces. Oh, I see an eyebrow raised and a sniff, trembling fingers, and there's all these like micro, um, like analyses, right? We're looking at people's
Mm.
faces, judging people's reactions, gauging people's reactions, and you have I mean, just as a great example is Rand when he's first in Carrion and everybody's sending him all the letters, and oh yes, an Outland Lord is here, and he's like, oh my god, this is so stupid. Stop! I'm not playing your dumb game, and it just it ties him to the game even tighter because the fact that he's actually not playing is so far removed, is so far away from the experience of Carrion and Nobles that they think he's just this genius playing this solid game, and it's not and it shows like sort of I guess the downside of the game of houses is that if you can't not see sincerity, if you can only see lie, if you can only see maneuvering and power plays, how are you limited?
Well, I mean, it's they're Deus Desmar to me is motivated by fear. It's the fear of missing that pivotal clue that gives you an edge, or that pivotal clue that saves you from becoming the pawn. And it's hypervigilance on a socio-political status. It's whenever if somebody tells you, hey, you have to go into that store, but when you go into that store, somebody is going to rob you,
Right.
no doubt. You're going to stare at everybody that is in the store, and especially anybody that comes near you, like they are about to rob you because that's what you've been taught. That's what you've been told.
Yep.
It's the same thing here. You've been taught everyone is out to use every bit of information or every indication or every movement or indicator, whatever they can for their own social or political gain. And they're
Right.
going to do it to you. Better you do it to them first, or at least see it coming to protect yourself as much as you can. And so that's why they all do it. But the other thing is, as much as Deus Mara is annoying, it's a sign of a prosperous area. I'm not going to say country because not all of Andor is prosperous.
Hmm.
You can't play Deus Mar in an area that is struggling to put food on the table continually. Like in the time of the books, yeah, there's a lot of famine and stuff going on
Okay.
everywhere where people are struggling across the board. Deus Mar doesn't grow up in Amon's field because they got better shit to do than worry about if Mistress Alvear offering you a honey cake means
Okay.
that she's going to try to take your farm. They don't have time to play the games. They're actually trading. There's no maneuvering behind the grounds. But in a place like Kyrian or Camelin, where you have all of these nobles, and then you have servants of the nobles. Well, servants of the nobles have more power than the villagers because the servants of the nobles have access to the nobles. They're going to know where the nobles are going, what they're doing, what they're saying. Because how many times are we reading a scene where a king or a queen or a general or somebody is laying out a master plan and there's servants on the walls just standing there waiting to serve wine? And I think there's several times where even like some of Rand's plans get
Yes.
leaked because they have servants that are spies.
Uh,
So
Elaine says that commonly. The
yeah,
servants have ears. Like, knock it off. Stop talking about it in front of servants.
yeah. And of course, Rand's like, of course they do. They're people. What are you talking about? Like, what are you saying? Should we like chop their ears off? Like, what's going on? But
How cruel of you.
yeah, but like, it's like the Borderlands. Like, you don't see us played in the Borderlands because they're literally fighting the Shadow Spawn all the time.
Yeah.
Like, we're trying to survive. We have bigger things to worry about. Like, Lord Agomar is not sitting there worried about his sister trying to play for his throne
Right.
because one, it's a very honor bound society. This kind of stuff just doesn't work there. Just like it wouldn't work in the Aiel
They,
because
yeah.
Deus Damar is in I think inherently opposite to an honor bound society because it
Yes.
requires deception and deceit. So it's
Subterfuge.
it's like the antithesis to Giotto.
I like that. I like
Like,
or a corrupted version of Giotto,
mm,
right? Because it's got its own rules.
expound. Yeah.
So Diastamar has its own rules, right?
Elaborate, my good bearded fellow.
Allow me to pontificate. No,
Oh, he drew his beard apart, so he's not a fan of Tyr.
I crossed my arms under my ample beardage.
So let's just start crossing your arms like that. Just
I'm going to. He
go
crossed his
on.
arms under his beard. Um, I was just gonna say, Diastamar has its own sort of rules, right? At first glance, yeah, anything goes, right? You can do whatever you want, because however, whatever gives you advantage is on the table, right? But if I make a deal with you, if I make alliance with you, and I then double cross on that alliance, nobody else is going to ally with me in the future because they know I will double cross them. Now, if everybody is just going to double cross everybody, there will be no alliances. So there's one rule that does not appear to be a rule. And the rule basically is if you're going to double cross someone, you just got to know that they're going to double cross you. And I think this is the failure of Giotto, or not Giotto, of Dias Damar,
You
because
make a good point.
you have very much, just kind of like you were saying, you have very much stripped humanity down to its most base, self-serving impulses. And I now operating on the presumption of preserve me, preserve number one. I am what's important. And it's George R. R. Martin fucking stole this. I don't care what anybody says he did. You win the Game of Thrones or you die. And that's how Dias Damar is. If you're not playing, you're just
You've
easy
lost.
pickings. That's it.
What you're saying is if you're not playing, you've lost the game.
You have now lost the game.
The other thing I just
And
thought
all
when
my
you're talking about
90s
like,
people are like, fuck
yeah,
you.
that's why I said it. So the other thing that I just thought of is when you're talking about there's rules in battle under Giotto. One of the ways, if not the way to gain the most G in battle, is to capture your enemy is to touch your enemy without hurting them or killing them, right?
Right.
And so there is an emphasis on capture without harming, right?
Right.
What is comparable in Deus Mar? What is equally frowned upon, severely frowned upon in Deus Damar, but you can do it, but it is seen as the scummiest tactic in Deus Damar to get your way. Basically, it's seen like it's not really Deus Damar if you do it. You've basically failed if you do it. Assassination. It's
Yeah.
it's it's pretty much like right, but it's right at that cusp of not really being it, but it kind of is because a lot of times they make people like you don't know who actually did it, but it's considered scummy because you can't dance the dance. You can't play the game around your
Yeah.
opponent to maneuver into a way where they're at a disadvantage. So instead of like winning at chess, you just flip the board off the table and stab them in the throat with a queen piece.
Sure. Yeah.
So I think that's a good comparison. That's the first thing I thought of when you're like, there are rules to both. Like that's kind of an unspoken rule. Like you just like because that's one of the things. Like there's all this time where it's like all these people hate each other, and well, with the exception of Tyr apparently has their fucking Game of Houses is like more like Game of Thrones, like books and TV show where they're like, yeah, no, just fucking assassinate everybody. It's fine. Like it doesn't matter there. But in Kyrian and Camelin, it's like a rarity. You don't really assassinate anybody until we start getting further along in the books,
Yeah.
especially whenever Elaine returns to Camelin and is
I think the better where you're going with this too is the better option. You can either maneuver someone like chess, where you maneuver politically to where your opponent has no choice but to do what you want them to do, right? And Rand, as he learns more and more about the great game, he he does this a lot where he starts sending
Mhm.
people away. And you're right, whenever he sends someone to the gallows, it's seen as sort of like oh, cool, yeah, anybody can just kill someone. You noob.
Wolf Brother.
Ooh. um
Maneuver. I
uh
like to think that was the battle cry for Demise Wells for the Wolves.
I love it.
It's time to maneuver. Wolves as they're running through a cow pasture. Watch out for the manure.
Well, no, but Rand even does it on purpose sometimes. I want to say, was it Coliver that he had hung? And he was like, she broke the law, so I'm going to kill her. And everybody was like, no, not really though, right? And he's like, no, really though. And so
Oh yeah.
he kind of was like, no, I will do this. And it was kind of an interesting, like, it wasn't even necessarily making an example of her. It was him kind of flexing, which is a very public display of power, which is something that's very sort of, as you were saying, it's kind of frowned upon, but it's frowned upon in the same way that being a billionaire is frowned upon. Like, if someone pops in and they're like, I'm a billionaire, everybody in the room is going to be like, okay, cool, great, good job. We don't care. But nobody in the room is ever going to turn down the ability to be a billionaire. Like, that's just not ever going to happen. And
Yeah.
so he establishes himself as someone who's got a lot of power while also keeping his goals intact. And I think that's a pretty awesome strategic power play.
Yeah. So talking about like power plays and stuff in politics. So for since you brought up Colliver, um this was she's a good example of Deus Mar in Kyrian, because she made a massively risky play for the Sun Throne. Like massively risky, like unseating the Dragon Reborn, a Taviran, to take the Sun Throne.
Yeah.
So basically, she tried to basically sleep with Rand or find a bed partner for Rand and failed. And like Avienda does, she spanked that ass, beat the fuck out of her. I think at least a couple times. That was whenever later on Colliver made a deal with the White Tower embassy that she would aid them sneaking the full circle of 13 sisters into the audience chambers so that they could shield Rand.
Right.
It's so after Rand is captured by the embassy, she makes her move for the Sun Throne, has Melian and Lord Marengil murdered because they were the main rivals. Barrelane is the one that found the evidence that linked her to it. But as soon as Rand went missing and it was made public, she was immediately crowned Queen of Kyrian. So she made the full
Yeah.
play. She got the crown. She became queen. So
Yeah.
she got there. But when Rand got now, the most unfortunate thing for her is the Rand that went into the box ain't nowhere near the Rand that came out of the box.
Yep.
Rand that went into the box would have been like, be gone from my sight. I cannot trust you. The Rand that came out of the box was like the fucking mouse from Zootopia. Just
Dude.
ice him.
Ice. You come to me on
So
the day of my daughter's wedding.
Yeah.
he can well, he wasn't quite like that, quite ice him, but because he knew what he ultimately sentenced her to was worse. Because he
Yeah.
knew Colliver hated being shamed more than she would hate dying. Clearly, by what she chose to do. Because he comes back, confronts her, charges her with the crimes, and this is like in front of the entirety of the Kyrian and nobility. Like, this is a full court press, and he's like, you did this, and you did this, and you did this, and you're scum, and you're a piece of shit, and this is
Well,
all the shit you did.
he also kind of needed to not only destroy her, but destroy her whole house.
Oh,
So
yeah.
he had to like, so it was
Oh, he
it was
did.
very much a kill stroke, not just for a person, but for an entire ass player on the board. Which
Yeah.
which is another thing about the game of houses. You can kill someone, doesn't mean that they don't have 8 other family members also who are now united in removing
Yeah.
you. Like,
Well, that's why he didn't just look at her and say, you're exiled from your family or I strip your titles. He stripped her lands. He took
mhm,
away the lands from her family, which meant she lost her titles. Anybody else in her lineage lost their titles. The
yep.
whole family is now went from, what's the phrase? From pauper to something to pauper? Prince to pauper? Basically, when you go from like rich to poor,
Yeah, yeah, from riches to rags.
riches to rags. I think it's like from prince to pauper.
Whatever it
Um,
is, yeah.
And the whole time she's like, please, no, kill me instead, just kill me, leave all this for. And he's like, no, I'm not
Nah.
going to kill you. You're going to live your life knowing how much you fucked up. You're going to be exiled to this farm where you're going to work like a peasant for the rest of your life under the supervision of Dobrain. And that's
Who's a
it.
badass? We love Dobrain.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're like, and then she gets drug out. And then later on, they find her like she hung herself.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Because, because she's like, she would rather die than face the disgrace. And it's just like, but then after like her cousin, Bertome did succeed her as high seat of their house. And everything, but like they didn't really have a play in anything really after that. I mean, they kind of kept their heads low and didn't really say or do much after that. I mean, it's like the cousin, like Bertome, that came in and took over as the high seat for House Saigon, was basically like the sibling to the sibling who just got like not a spanking, just got a whooping.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I'm not even going to say 2 words because if I do, I'm afraid I'm next. Just like sat in the corner, not saying shit.
That's me in the corner.
Yeah. But Colvera was queen for all of 9 days, which parallels to the shortest length of time on the throne for any English monarch, which was that of Lady Jane Grey, who was also Queen of England for only 9 days.
9 days. Dude, that's
So
actually
she was
kinda...
appointed heir to bypass the Catholic Mary from inheriting the throne.
I didn't know that.
Lady Grey was executed.
What? For like treason?
I don't know what for. I'd have to look.
Dude, can you imagine, like, hi, welcome to me. I'm now the king. And then like literally a week later, they're like, no, you're not. Also,
Oh yeah, treason.
fuck, we're gonna kill you.
Yeah. Let's see. Support for Mary grew rapidly. Her primary supporter, her father-in-law, the Duke of Northumberland, was accused of treason and executed less than a month later. Jane was held prisoner in the Tower, and in November 1553 was also convicted of treason, which carried a sentence of death. So
That's
yes,
awesome.
Lady
Look,
Grey was convicted and executed for treason.
look, I love one of the things I love about the Wheel of Time is Robert Jordan's callbacks to history. And I love that. I think it's awesome. I think it's great. It's amazing. But what I love even more is Dr. Livingston. I feel like sort of like in some ways picked up that torch and carried it further by talking not only about those parallels in the Wheel of Time, but those inspirations
Mm.
that that Robert Jordan had, and kind of shedding some light on those, because yeah, we can sit here and speculate all day, and I love that about the Wheel of Time, and I love that about the
Mm.
Wheel of Time fandom, that's been a staple of Wheel of Time fan interactions for literally 30 years now. I mean, it's been fantastic like that. And so I love hearing about that, and I love knowing that we've got that parallel. That's cool. That's cool as shit. I love
Mm.
that.
Oh no, I love it too. That's super dope.
And then
I just read it so that I like it's a little less like geek out for me. Like it's
yeah.
one. Don't get me wrong. Like I love being able to like read the stuff out and like because I think it's cool to see people like get really excited for it. Not that I like know this stuff beforehand, but it's like there's a certain amount of joy I get from like revealing knowledge to people and seeing them really enjoy it.
Well, because now we have the speculation of going, did Robert Jordan know about that? Did he do that on purpose? Was that a thing he did? Or is that coincidence? I don't think it's a coincidence. There are no
That
coincidences
would
concerning
you know
the
how
wheel.
great that would have been to like have as a question, like 2 weeks ago. Like, hey, Dr. Livingston, was Colivera a callback to the Gray Lady
Oh,
or
dude, that
Lady
would have been
Gray?
great. That would have been great. You know what? Where I
Would have
think
been even
right
even
now,
more hilarious as if he had just been like, "Who?"
He probably would have. Look, if there's one thing I love, if I was just going to like talk about the amazingness that was the Gathering Madness, and if there's one thing that I absolutely loved about the Gathering Madness, it's that sort of Q&A session that we got with Dr. Livingston, where he was very candid, but also very deceptive at the same time. Like he was like, that's a good question. Like he who comes with the wine had a couple of questions that he was just like, no, we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah.
It was great. That
Which I
was
appreciate. I love it whenever somebody will answer and instead of just trying to be like mysterious about it, will basically just in a round it's still in a
yeah.
semi roundabout, but also still very direct way say, I know, but I can't tell you.
Or
Like that
I know, but I'm not telling.
yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Either one of those. Either one of those, like I'm fine with.
And Two Geeks, One Mic is pointing out we will know the answer to some of these in 2035. There are, of course, sealed records that are
Oh
sealed
yeah.
until 2035.
Oh yeah, because one of them was like something that was out there publicly very for a while, and he
Yeah.
found it. Like Dr. Livingston found it and went quickly uh to the um to the people keeping the notes and the records, and was
Yeah.
like, that shouldn't be in there. That's got to be taken out.
Yeah.
Like that's supposed to be sealed.
And he had it recalled. He's
Yeah,
protecting the
yeah.
13th depository.
Yeah. Which I mean, I think as much as people get mad about some of the leaks and stuff, especially with the TV shows and stuff, like I get it. There's a certain amount of wanting everything to be a surprise for everyone, and I get it. I think there's a certain amount of appreciation and credence given to people that um get this stuff legitimately, not people that hack in and get it, or not people that
Sure.
trespass or do any. If you do something illegal to get it, then fuck off. Like you're no.
Should we
Um,
add that to Dr. Livingston's titles? Protector of the 13th
we'd have
repository.
to give him like an Ashamani title for it.
I mean, we did coin him, didn't we?
We did.
We coined him, right?
Th-
Oh shit.
No, you coined Maria.
I know we coined Maria. Didn't did we forget to coin him?
You're asking the wrong person, man. Saturday was like a blur.
Dude, shit.
No, you did. No, you did because I gave it to him in his office.
We gave him the paladin.
No, he was not. He was not coined.
Oh, we have toe. We have toe.
Oh yeah, you forgot the
I
coins.
did forget.
He
The
got a
coin.
bottle. So
He got a bottle.
he got a bottle. He got a bottle of really nice whiskey. He got a bottle of really
That's
nice
true.
whiskey.
He did.
So
Which, if you want to see an unboxing of that, go to Two Geeks One Mic because I'm going to be posting an unboxing video there.
yeah.
But I'm hoping maybe he'll be at JordanCon and we can coin him there.
Yeah. If not, there's
Damn.
always WatCon.
Or WatCon. He always goes to WatCon.
The truth comes out.
And you know what? I asked Maria. I said, "Are you familiar with the coin game?" She said, "Yes." And I said, "Bink, you're playing now."
Yeah.
So,
True
yep,
stories. Forgot the coin. Forgot the bread.
we don't do sandwiches at the Gathering Madness.
Remember the alcohol.
That's like that's like that story about the U.S. Navy, where there's this particular ship where it's like they left with 150 souls, 200 pounds of food, 1,000 pounds of rum, blah 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 blah, 200 gallons of fresh water. And they like, as it goes through their logs, it talks about how they ate all the food, they drink all the liquor, they keep refilling all the liquor, they keep refilling the food, and they came back to port and they still had 200 gallons of fresh water because all they did was drink all the rum.
Really?
It's great. It's good times. No, we will definitely remember the coins for the next time because, yeah. As far as the bread goes, that was great. We invented a new kind of food, which is taint wraps. which I know the plebeians out here will say lettuce wraps. They are not lettuce wraps. They are taint wraps. And yeah, we had a great time with it. So we will have to coin. We're going to add that. We're going to add that to our list to coin.
We
Michael
were so shocked by the revelation of his facial foliage frolicking away.
That's right. We did. We blew the lid off that too.
Like,
nobody knew.
Gasped so hard that the coins were accidentally swallowed.
That's right.
That's what happened.
That's right.
For sure.
That's exactly what happened.
Next time we owe.
Next time,
but
we'll do it.
but anyway, we'll have to find. We can
sidetracked.
coin him, and we can give him like we'll have to find like an old tongue Ashaman style title for, you know, like Keeper of the Secrets or something like that.
I'll reach out to Pavara Sadai, who is an old tongue expert.
It was never mind. Anyway, anyway, other political stuff. Political stuff isn't always just one person losing their marbles or their head. Sometimes there do be war. Sometimes 4 of them.
There do be.
Like, I don't know, Andor, specifically Camelin, having not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 wars of succession. The 4th being the one that we actually get to read. Part of the entire thing that so many people, for reasons that are known only to them, I don't know, I enjoyed the Elaine secession arc.
Yeah.
But I also enjoyed studying political science in college. So the maneuvering and the politics of it and that kind of stuff, I found interesting. So I get it. Other people don't find that shit interesting. I get it. People don't understand why I enjoyed it, just like I don't understand why people think that Fayo should even be in the books. I get it. Some people watch, read Perrin trudging through the snow going after Fael, and they're like, no, it's a good relationship. It's a good example of a good relationship. And I don't get it. I mean, not that way. I mean, that one you're objectively wrong. But
look, there's something romantic about a dude, facing all danger to rescue the woman he loves. It just really sucks when you're trying to rescue the woman you love and the woman you love is, I don't know, garbage. I just that's what's going to get us canceled right there. Nothing else. It's going to be me talking shit on
to get us canceled, the statement would have to be like wrong or even like moderately provable to be wrong.
That's debatable. Anyway, no, but your point is the plot is enjoyable
so the entirety of the thing with by the time Elaine returns, we both clicked it. Every chance we get to mention that Fael is not a great character, is not a great person, great character, bad person, go for it.
Good kid, bad judge of character.
I'm not clicking that comment up there. Nope, that's a little too close to real life. If you want to know what it is, you can go back and watch the real thing. Don't fucking actually put that out there. Too close to real life, and I'm not starting that fucking.
Too close. Not gonna step in
that fire. So by the time Elaine finally gets to where she can return to Camelin to accept her role as the daughter heir, it has been a fair amount of time since Morghese has left. All the other families there that have a claim to the throne after Elaine and the Trakan family are making plays at it, and it's all about who can get the most support. Because the more houses that support you, the more troops that support you, because this is still very much a thing where each house raises their own troops, and those troops pledge loyalty to the king or queen or ruler of the land. And the more houses that pledge loyalty to you as the ruler of the land, the more power you have. And ideally, you, as part of a noble family of your own, have your own troops that become known as the king or the queen's troops or whatever.
Right.
That's why the whole thing of getting support from all these major minor houses is so important. And by the time Elaine returns, all of the major houses, for the most part, with the exception of a couple, have already kind of split into their factions. There's a couple that support each other, and there's I think there's a lady Dalen Terravan who's like the main one that's got most of the support right now, who's looking most likely. And the only thing keeping her from going in right now and taking the throne is essentially when Elaine shows up. Because up until this point, Lady Terravan had basically been serving almost as like queen consort. She had been like de facto ruling Camelin as like queen in all but name, because it wasn't quite there yet. Um, so Elaine showed up just in enough time to challenge her. Um, Actually, no. Dalen immediately throws her support behind Elaine. My bad.
Mm.
As soon as Elaine shows up, Dalen is like, or Lady Terravan, whatever. Immediately is like, yep, nope, Elaine, you're right. You should be in charge. Um,
Elaine's here, everybody. Right here, right here.
yeah. So in the meantime, some of the other major houses assemble and stand behind Lady Armilla Marine, who was able to assemble an army of 30,000 men and is currently sieging Camelin. Basically, they're just like when Egwene and the rebel Aes Sedai, the rebel White Tower, or whatever, lay siege to Tar Valon. They're not letting anything in or out. The idea of a siege is, am I the only one that lost volume? Yeah, it's because you made a comment that we can't do anything. Like
Ooh.
YouTube got mad at you and just muted your shit. I guess I don't know.
YouTube, like, oh hell no.
Oh, you have been naughty boy.
You're
Um,
naughty boy. You get
so basically, the idea of a siege is that you starve a city out, and either the people you turn the people against the rulers of the city, and they basically will bring the rulers to you, and you now conquer the city, or the rulers give up, or everybody perishes. That's kind of the three possible outcomes of a successful siege. Um, but that doesn't work in this case because Elaine spends a lot of time while Marine is courting all of the major houses. Elaine realizes that a lot of the minor houses are being ignored. And she gets questioned several times by members of her court. Why are you talking to this house? This house only has like 400 troops.
yeah.
And she's like, yeah, but that's 400 troops we didn't have yesterday. And because we're giving them our attention, they will be more loyal than the major house that knows we need their support. And Elaine amasses like a massive, massive following of minor houses. And she's able to get so many minor houses to the point where all combined, she's rivaling the major houses that have a line behind Lady Marine. And they're all just like, how does she get so many troops? And they're like, oh, she has befriended all of the lower nobility, the peasants of the nobles, if you will. Oh, they're not real warriors, but like they're all fiercely loyal because they're like the queen has shown us earnest respect, which the major houses, including the Tracans, have not done in like decades.
That's what I was gonna say. Is this is actually a really smart power play for her because she's
It's
got
straight out of Machiavelli.
she's got young slash minor noble houses, and by minor I don't necessarily mean small. I just mean they haven't been players in the game for a long time. And Elaine says, "Hey, guess what? I'm gonna make all of you my BFFs." And she
I want to
not
join the pussy party.
this is a brilliant move for two reasons. One, it's creating her own legacy. She's not riding on her mother's, apron strings. She's not coasting into something that
Or strawberry curls, sir.
she is very much creating her own sort of her own administration, to borrow from a current situation here. She's very much doing it herself. She's not resting on anybody else's accolades. She's not using anyone else's momentum. She's coming in and building this thing from scratch, which gives her arguably a more legitimate hold on her claim. And the really kind of cool part about this is the second thing that she's doing is she's acknowledging the uh she's acknowledging mistakes that House Trickhand has made in the past, because Morghese straight up did. She relied on the strongest houses to give her the power to ascend to the throne, and then managed to identify the houses that she didn't like, the houses she didn't want, and, booted them out. Basically, the ones that opposed her is essentially what that was. And then there was, you had this again, you had this whole group of noble houses that were just kind of like, where are we? I don't know. What do we do? I don't know. And so Elaine kind of snapped them up and said, "Hey, you're going to lead the charge. You're going to be favored of House Trickhand when I'm on the Sun Throne." And I think that was actually a real smart play for her to make, because not only is it a very large sort of support base, but it's also a very hungry support base. It's like putting in your second stringers on a pro team. They're hungry for it. They want to prove themselves, and they are going to fight. They are going to they're going to leave their blood on the floor to try and make sure that that they're the real, that they want in.
Yeah, because I think one of the things that they remark about, like, Elaine, why are you doing this? Is she spends a lot of time, because she, by sheer virtue of family, she gets to occupy the palace in Camelin. Nobody can test her for that.
Right.
And which is a massive bonus for her in Deus Namor,
Sure.
because if you look like you reside in the seat of power, you look like you hold the seat of power. Ergo, a lot of people view you as the seat of power. Which is honestly a bit is good for her, but also shows a lot of just how hard her opposition is working
Right.
to be like a thorn in her side. I mean, they're also laying active siege, like waging war against the city they want to rule. So there's that. But whatever. Um, but Elaine is bowing her head and apologizing to these families, because like you said, there's these families that Morghese didn't like, and Morghese wrote off. There's families that used to be high in nobility that
Mm.
fell far because of, if it wasn't Morghese, it was uh what, Tarango, her husband.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because of the Damodres that she married into, or that,
Yes.
because of that bloodline. So there's a lot of bad blood between many of these nobles and the Trakan family. It's almost a little bit like, the whole like Hatfields and McCoys thing. Like there's a lot of bad blood, and it just her inviting them and saying like, "Hey, this should have never happened to you. I'm sorry. What can we do to make it better? What can we agree to?"
Yeah.
Does a lot for a lot of these families, but there are some that are pretty much like, they spit in her face and are like, "You know what? You even trying to do this means I'm going to support your opponent." And Elaine's
Well,
kind of like, "Well, what can you do?
you win some, you lose some. Hey, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, we
No,
didn't
well,
like you anyway."
but there's something to take into account here, and that's the fact that just because they supported the other candidate, just because someone went, I don't think more gays is it, doesn't mean they're evil. Doesn't mean they're bad.
Mm.
And so it was perfectly valid of Elaine to be like, hey, I know you fought against my mom. I'm not my mom. Let's go. But you have people to go. You have houses that can say, yep, nope, we supported we bet on the wrong horse and we recognize that, and now we're ready to bet on the right one. And thank you for the second chance. And that's the smart thing to do. And then you've got houses that were like, oh, hell no. We believe that we deserved more dignity than that. Even though we supported the opposition, hey, that's how the game is played. How dare you be mad at us? And it was, again, you've got these political maneuverings of people that felt like they were entitled to something more.
Yeah. So ultimately, the Black Aja, shock and surprise, was involved in the whole thing.
Yes.
Making things even more complicated. So they arranged for Elaine to be kidnapped, and she is kidnapped by Black Aja sisters. At the same time, Marines troops assaulted the city, but you got the badass known as Brigida, who is not just Elaine's diehard ride or die friend, also Elaine's warder, also Brigitte Silverbow, a hero of the Horn and a hero of legend, but also the Captain General of the Queen's fucking Guard, who's been beating the shit out of training for all of these folks, who organizes a quick rescue and was then able to not only rescue Elaine, but then go back and absolutely squash Marines' attack, turning them back, which caused any remaining houses that were wavering or unsure to look at Marine, who just got her ass handed to her, look at
Right.
Elaine, who's just like, it's another Tuesday. And they went, yep, nope, she's the one. Elaine's going to be Queen of Andor. And she wins, and the Civil War in Camelin ends. By the end of it, Elaine, along with countless minor houses that she gained support of, gained the support of 14 major houses.
Yes.
Defeated 3 other major houses and ruined defeated 3 major houses. 3 major houses were defeated and ruined. So they're just gone. And there were 2 major houses that remained neutral. So there were 2 major houses from Switzerland that were just like, nah, we're just gonna stand back and like hold the money. Like, you need somebody to hold y'all's like jewelry while you fight. We can do that.
Hold my earrings.
Honestly, they're the smart ones because they didn't lose shit during this whole thing.
Yeah, no, for real though. Okay,
why do you think having a Swiss bank account is such a common thing in like criminal movies? Like, nobody attacks Switzerland; they leave them the fuck alone.
Yeah, and
not because they're like powerful and scary, but because they just don't mess with anybody. They're like, that's fine.
Like, whatever, it's all good.
And they have good knives.
Yeah, they do.
For a place that doesn't really have a big army, they have a really famous army knife.
I found a mini Swiss Army knife at the Citadel, and I'm keeping it. It's mine. It was on the ground. I was like, what the hell? It was on the ground.
Did you take your 5th from the Citadel? Come on, man.
Yes, I did. Yes. Yes, I fucking did. Look, the fact that we can talk about politics on the Wheel of Time, like, I use this term like loosely, but the fact that we can talk intelligently about the politics on the Wheel of Time just is a testament to how robust the political storyline is. The political intrigue is
a good word. I like that word, robust.
Robust. It's amazing. You know, we like to talk. We like to make jokes about how, oh yeah, we can tell that Robert Jordan served in the United States military because he's got he's got Wyramon nailed as the butter bar trying to prove himself. Like he knows the culture. He knows the
Don't
bad
question me,
leaders.
Sergeant Major. I said charge.
He knows the good leaders from the bad leaders. He knows how damaging a bad leader can be, and he knows how powerful a good leader can be. And so he writes beautifully the political intrigue, the political
Would you charge
maneuvering
for
of
me?
these people.
I'd charge for me.
I would charge me so
Bruh, somebody really needs to do a wear 'em on like that.
hard.
Would you charge under my banner? I'd charge under my banner. As he's like oiling his beard.
It's, instead of the chapstick, it's oily beard. I'd charge. Would you charge your cavalry? I'd charge my cavalry so hard, bro. um,
Oh.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of the Black Tower Podcast. Oh shit, where we talked about politics and Dias Damar and
On
God.
election day.
Okay, look, it's also we're doing the Wheel of Time reread, the Watt reread, hashtag Watt
Yep.
reread, and
We're
this
in
month
Lord of Chaos.
Lord of Chaos, one of the best books in the series, arguably the first series climax. Right?
So, the way I'm reading it, I'm using the Kindle app on my iPad. And I think it's the Kindle app. But so I bought, you know how you can buy them each individually, or you can just buy like the complete Wheel of Time where it's all just
Yeah.
one running document. I bought
Yeah.
the running document, and it tells you
Ooh.
an estimate of how long it'll take you to read each chapter. And I'm used to it saying like, 45 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that, depending on the length of the
Sure.
chapter. I got to the prologue of Lord of Chaos, and that motherfucker said it estimated, and I read fairly fast. That bitch said it was going to take me an hour and 10 minutes to read the prologue.
Dude, the prologue is
It is
Lord of
fucking long as
Chaos
shit.
is the first book where we really, really expand the world in the
Oh, yeah.
Wheel of Time. Like
It's also where that fantastic talk around Riyadh, Demand Dread.
Look, I'm just gonna say it again.
Okay.
If you watch that video, you will see producer Adrian McElwain. That's not my ex. It is my ex-wife. It wasn't supposed to be my ex-wife. It was supposed to be Black Tower Podcast. I'm not kidding. That's dead serious. That's true. There was a donation made, and it was supposed to say Black Tower Podcast.
And that's why we're LLC'd. I mean, that's
So
not
what
why,
what
but
needs to happen is we need to bring Taka Ranriad onto the show, and we need to talk about that specifically and make them.
we need to
edit their
talk to
video.
talk.
We need to talk to the Taka Ranriad.
We got a lot of people that we want to bring on and need to bring on. We want to bring on Beth and do a whole episode we need to do about Bale Dolman.
Yes.
We need to get Dr. Livingston on because we keep saying we're going to and we keep not. We want to get a bunch of people on. So
We're gonna do it.
We're gonna try to do as much as we can, get people on. If you have people that you want us to have on as guests, please let us know. And if you specifically have things you want us to talk about with specific guests, please let us know. You can email us at blacktowerpod@gmail.com. You can message us on Twitter or X or whatever the hell you call it, or on Discord.
Whatever it is.
Recommendations, feedback, you can get it to us. Just let us know, or you can message Josh or myself directly on Discord or wherever you happen to find us. But for tonight, we're done with this episode. Tell us, what do you think about the wheeling and dealing and the scheming and the games and the burning of the letters and all of the political shit inside of the Wheel of Time? I don't really give a shit what you think about the political shit in the real world. you have opinions, great, fantastic. Please educate yourself and make sure that you're coming from a place of knowledge, not a place of whatever else. Great. Keep that there. Wheel of Time politics. What do you think? What did you hate? What did you love? Did you hate all of it? Did you love part of it? Do you think Elaine was a great queen, a bad queen? Do you think she was only a good queen because maybe she was uh basically married to a Taviran? Who knows? I don't think that's the case. That seems very rude. But let us know what you think in the comments down below and hop on over into the Discord to talk to other people about it if you want. And you should want to because it's a lot of fun. But for all of us here at the Black Tower Podcast, I have been your Bijan Mahale, Andrew.
And I have been your Thorovan Mikhail Josh. And wherever you are, we hope you're having a fantastic whatever you're having. And we hope that the taint stays with you in the sweetest of ways and that you leave here just a little bit more insane than you were when you first got here. From all of us here at the Black Tower, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.